No, I just get harassed all day, and I'm just so tired of it, man. Like, in game, I just get harassed all day, and it's just really hard for me to sit here and enjoy it. Like, I literally have this one schizo who just makes accounts and non-stop spams me.
Boo-hoo! Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin. This is serious. I know. This really is the world's smallest violin. See?
Yo, what is going on, gamers? So it's been a minute since I talked about the one, the only, the iconic Mizkif. It's been what, a week, 2 weeks-ish since the last time we talked about him. And what the streets are saying is that he doesn't like the new nickname he's been given, despite the fact that he loves to give all of his ops nicknames that rhyme with grapist. It's all fun and games until it happens to you. In this situation, Mizkif is crashing out. He's not having it. He hates the fact that people call him this new nickname, which I'm just gonna say it for educational purposes so people know the nickname. Mizkif's new nickname that he hates, and once again, I'm just reading this in case Mizkif plans to sue me because he loves to sue anyone that dares to disagree with the almighty Mizkif. So the streets are calling him, and I quote, if. Now the thing with Mizkif, is that he's going around giving all of his ops nicknames. Like I said, Tone. Well, if you do the same to Mr. Mizkif, he doesn't like that. So YouTube lawyer Legal Mindset recently made this video talking about Mizkif and him showing us just how much he dislikes the new nickname he's been given.
Let's get into the nickname. So this part was very interesting, and it reminded me of the Afro Man case, which we just came through with Officer Lemon Pound Cake. A content creator or person putting out their parody is not responsible indefinitely and unlimitedly for the actions of their fans, right? They're not responsible for everyone who decides to send a pound cake in. That's not something that they can control, or that's not something they're out there directing people to do. So in this, when Mizkif argues it is the reality of the internet age, which Lmaoooo well knows, that information does not wait 30 minutes to hear the context before it spreads. Lmaoooo's claim that no reasonable viewer of the live stream would have understood her allegations to refer to literal essay are belied, which means undermined, by the thousands upon thousands of viewers who clearly did. Since Lmaoooo's allegations, Mizkif has routinely been called a R word. We're going to use that on YouTube, both in real life and on the internet, where some contenters have gone so far as to call him Arkif. We're going to call him Arkif. That's the nickname that was given by commenters. Now, my point here is defamation. Looking at Lmaoooo, did she ever use that term? No, she did not. She did not use that term. She didn't direct her followers to use that term. So we're looking back once again compared to Afro Man. You can't control what people are going to do or going to say. And obviously your detractors, people that don't like you, are going to come up with the worst formulations, which you do not have liability for. Those words didn't come out of Lmaoooo's mouth or Asmongold's mouth, certainly not OTK or Mythic. So trying to project that on is a stretch.
I'm glad he covers this because for whatever reason, there's a lot of unhinged individuals that think that a single person, in this situation, the influencer, could control their fan base. How do you control 30,000 people? How do you control 100,000 people? It's legitimately impossible to do so. I don't know what the origins are of the new Mizkif nickname. Once again, if Mizkif is cool with giving other people nicknames, how dare he complain about his own nickname? He loves to dish it out, but he can't take it. Now that I'm remembering things as I'm watching the lawyer talk, in case you guys don't know, Mizkif was accused of covering up SA a few years ago, and I believe that's where I first started hearing the very unique nickname for Mizkif. In Mizkif's defense, those plushies obviously had concrete in them. Oh yeah, definitely. Mizkif could have died from the plushie attack that Lmaoooo sent his way. See, this is what I'm talking about. Isn't Mizkif also accused Tectone of ARPing? So now the man-child is upset when someone else gets accused? He already had the nickname before this from the cover-up he did for a friend. Take the L, Mizkif.
Saying, assuming that Lmaoooo ever truly thought that no one would believe she was accusing Mizkif of an actual SA, her total inaction to correct the record after it was plain that it was the message received is inexplicable. Her refusal to issue a properly demanded retraction under Chapter 73 of the Texas Civil Code makes it clear that Mmaoooo's intention was to portray him as a R word. She cannot now, having accomplished that end, tarnishing his reputation and taking him from the career he spent more than a decade building, claiming she never intended it to be taken seriously. So this is a stretch. And this is one that I think is going to have a lot of difficulty arguing at any stage of the trial, whether that's at this stage or summary judgment or trial itself, is trying to say, hey, no, she had to issue a retraction for what fans said. I don't think that's appropriate at any point. Now, they could argue, and this chapter specifically says you have 90 days to issue a retraction after a potentially defamatory or libelous statement. So yeah, maybe she could have entered a retraction about SA and said, yeah, no, I said SA, I didn't mean SA, I meant something else, right? That is a plausible argument. But trying to say that the nickname is something that she needs to apologize for, that is too far, and that's something that I think is not going to work out at trial or somewhere else. So while he may have a point about his argument about emotional truth, I think the nickname is a thing that comes from the fans, that comes from people that you cannot necessarily control.
I'm no lawyer, right? I'm not legal mindset. I'm just a silly, dumb YouTuber. But Mizkif's career was cooked 3 to 4, 5 years ago. I don't think it's fair to say that Mmaoooo destroyed his whole career. Mizkif is on here acting like he had a perfect record. No one hated on him. He had no controversies until this. And this is what sunk his career. This is what destroyed his livelihood. This is what destroyed everything he built. Blaming Mmaoooo for your downfall is just looking for an easy way out of this. Just be like, okay, she did it. She's the reason why my career fell apart and no one wanted to talk to me. This is nothing but a waste of resources and time. This guy loves to play the victim on Twitter. A lot of you are asking, and yes, I am suing her, of course, talking about Mmaoooo, but that doesn't fix everything. I've lost my close friends that I've had for 10 years because of this, and viewers and creators I've been around now see me as a lawsuit won't fix it, sadly, but I appreciate you all. I think the question here is, do I feel bad for Mizkif? No. I think he's getting exactly what he deserves. He loves throwing that other nickname around. He does this shit to other people, but when people do it to him, that's way too far for Mizkif. But it's only cool when he does it, but when you do it to him, that's no bueno. That hurts his feeling.
In the judgment, assuming Mmaoooo's lawyer did review her notes, I think they failed. I think they made a big mistake not to remove that important essay language and really prevent us from being here in the first place and getting to this stage of the trial. However, Mizkif seems to be raising enough points to arguably proceed past the motion to dismiss level. So arguably, the judge may be able to find that and may be able to actually push this on further in trial. However, I think Mizkif is very unlikely to prevail at later stages, trying to argue and complain about his internet nickname and say this is something that Asmongold or Mmaoooo or anyone else should really know about. You can't control what your fans are going to say, and on the internet, people are going to come out with bad nicknames for you. They're going to come out with bad nicknames for you regardless of what people say about you based on situations. And that's just something that people on the internet have to accept.
I'm just thinking to myself, right? Is Mizkif going to sue everyone that calls him that? So is he going to sue the random Twitter user that has 2 followers? What is Mizkif trying to do? It truly does feel like someone that's just throwing shit at the wall, hoping something might stick to save his dying career. I can't say that I feel bad for him. I don't. I think he's getting exactly what he fucking deserves. I have no empathy for Mr. Kif, but I'm not going to fall into the same game or trap that he wants other people to fall into, which is calling him a Am I gonna go to jail for calling him Mizkif? Demon Time can't stop losing. Yeah, what happened to Demon Time? It's been 6 months. And in those 6 months, nothing has happened but Mizkif crying and bitching and moaning about the mess that he got himself into. So much for Demon Time. But anyways, with that said, I am out. Subscribe to the channel or I will cry like Mizkif. And you don't want to see that.